Hi Dave, another great session yesterday down on the short game area. Obviously we discussed your putting mechanics at some length and also did a little bit of work on your pitching, which was pretty straightforward and hopefully translated over onto the golf course quite quickly during the chuck-in yesterday evening. If we have a quick look at your setup here now from face on, first change I'd like to see you make is I'd like to see you, as with your long game, get the handle of the club a little bit more forward at address. You can see there we've got the shaft sitting very vertically at setup. As you then take the club back and swing it through, you're quite good at keeping the angle you've created, although on that one you can see the angle of the shaft creeps back a little bit more than you had it at setup. So what we want to try and achieve is a setup position where we take a little bit of loft off that club face. You've got quite a lofted putter, so what we want to try and do is get the loft a little bit more realistic. I'd like to see the shaft leaning more in this position so that the top of the grip is more in line with the golf ball. That's an angle then that you can maintain into the impact position and get that ball rolling quicker. You can see there that the left side's a little bit broken down as you're coming into impact, and that's adding loft and causing your club face to rotate left a little bit too much. If we look at you from down the target line, I mean, this really was all about your routine. What I'm seeing here is a guy, I'm going to run this through at full speed. We've got a routine that's quite complicated. As we go through your setup routine, you're going to set up to it nice and comfortably. You're going to get that practice putting stroke much freer than it was before. You can see there, not a lot of thoughts and mechanics. Now as we move into the golf ball, the right hand's at the top of the putter grip. We're standing quite tall. Now both hands go down, we sink, and then we make a putt. There's a lot of variables going on there. There's a lot of changing. We're thinking more about mechanics the nearer we get to the execution of that putt. What I'd like to see is a little bit more of a simple routine, and what we've got here now from a slightly different angle is the more simple version of the routine that you had at the start of your session. You're going to go in now, practice stroke nice and free again, but you're not going to move that right hand. You're going to take the left hand off, keep the right hand in its normal position, set up to the ball as though you're going to hit a putt just with your right hand, put the left hand in position, and then make your stroke. So there's far less moving around, far less fidgeting over the golf ball. Prior to this change, there was a lot of change. At this point, the right hand will be at the top of the grip. The posture therefore will be taller, so the spine angle now is the spine angle you want at setup. Previously, as the right hand moved up the grip, the spine angle increased, you were taller. Then as you started to build your stance, the right arm was straight before the left arm came in. Then the left arm would come in and you would then adjust your spine angle to the spine angle that you see here. Now again, these aren't necessarily mechanical changes, but at the end of the day, a simple routine is going to stand up to pressure much better than an intricate routine. So we want your routine to be much more flowing than it is. Once the right hand's in position, keep it in position. One of the things we discussed was the company that makes putter grips with the red dot on in any desired position. That's a good idea for you. Stick a red dot on the putter grip beneath where your right thumb's going to go. The minute you take your putter out your bag, get your right thumb on the red dot. That's it. It stays there. You just build your stance around that. We want less fidgeting at setup. Rule of thumb: take your setup as though you're going to hit the ball purely with your right hand. Then bring your left hand into position. Go ahead, make your putt. From a stroke perspective, if we take a little look at you now on the full screen from this view, what I'd like to see you work on again is to do with your right hand. Is introducing rhythm, introducing less manipulation. I'm looking at a putter here that's going back too much on the inside. So the putter is taking back too much on the inside. Usually in my experience, that's been caused by a player concentrating on pushing the putter back with his left, and that forces the club back on the inside a little bit too much. So by spending a little bit of time putting purely with your right hand, you're going to learn to swing the putter freely, not manipulate the path of the club quite as much, and learn to improve your rhythm on your stroke. Good luck with it, and I'll see you again in a week or so's time.